Hello, I hope you're doing well today. My name is Ian Green, and I'm the musician for Music Dreams and also for Ian J. Green, two different artist profiles you can find wherever you stream your music. And I'm also a music teacher, and I really enjoy making and creating tutorial videos to help my students and also to help the greater the musical community. Now, today we're going to be looking at part 3 of Unit 3 of the Level 10 Royal Conservatory Harmony and Counterpoint course. And today we're going to be speaking on a short topic called the ascending 5/6 sequence. Now, as we know, in this chapter for Unit 3, we're going to be working through various sequences within this material. But it's important to split this set of tutorials into shorter segments. Instead of having a long 20-minute video, it's easier to organize things slightly shorter so that you can come back and use these tutorials as study notes. Now, in this particular tutorial, we're going to be looking at something called the ascending 5/6 sequence. Now, sometimes when composers wish to create an ascending or a pattern that moves up, it's nice to do so, but sometimes it's tricky to do that when writing with root position or certain inversions and continuing with that same inversion, as we can see in example 3.5. This is also found specifically on page 31 in your textbook, just in case you want to follow along. You can see how there can be the potential for parallel octaves and fifths if we use chords in sequence without changing any of the orientations of the notes. Basically, if the notes are going in the same direction. We then create many opportunities for parallel intervals. So something that's really interesting is when we use the ascending 5/6 sequence. That basically means the first chord of a particular sequence is in root position. Then the next chord is in first inversion. But then we go up to root position, first inversion, root position, first inversion, and so on. So something that's really interesting about this sequence is that the voice leading is very similar. There are a lot of notes that are the same between the two chords of the sequence, and then we just move everything up one tone, if you will, and then do the same thing again. But there is a specific chording formula that works best with this type of sequence. So if you go over to the piano here, I can play it for you. In this example, we're going to be starting with our tonic in C major or C. Then we keep the C the same and we go to A minor in first inversion. So that's the sixth chord in first inversion. Then we go to 2, so the bass note's going to move up. And then we go to 7/6. Then we go to 3. Then we go to 1/6. So you can hear up to root position chord to first inversion. Root position chord to first inversion, etc. And there are a lot of opportunities for smooth voice leading by using common tones in this type of sequence. So that's very useful and very important to understand. The sequence involves an ascending stepwise bass line. So that basically means we repeat the same note, if you will, even though the spelling of the chords is different because we go from root position to first inversion and back and forth we go. And the bass line is harmonized by alternating inversions above. And the two chord pattern, which would be these first two chords, is then repeated as many times as you wish. Traditionally, a sequence, as I had mentioned in a previous video, can be organized by having a two chord pattern, which is then repeated at least once, preferably more than once. In this example 3.6, we actually have the progression played 3 times in total. So it's a very nice progression. You can also do the same thing in a minor key. Let me play that for you next. We're going to be in C minor. We're going to start off with our tonic chord, C minor, 1, going to 6, 6. Then we go to 2, then 7, 6, then 3, then 1, 6. So you can see how the 7 chord and the 3 chord are in the diatonic version of the chord. So we're not using any raised leading tones or anything to change or alter the spelling, because diatonic progressions and diatonic sequences are most effective to help cycle through the different types of chords within a scale, and considering each of them as equal in strength, because we're following sequential voice leading and kind of pattern-based writing. So I do hope this tutorial was helpful to kind of give a sense to what the sequence sounds like and also how the voice leading works. And you can see how there are some different sequences that sound kind of the same, in the sense that as soon as we know what the type of chord progression is, it's then just basically copied and repeated again, just up or down a certain set of intervals. But it's also important to see how each sequence is slightly different, so that we can start to find them in pieces of music. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other soon. Bye for now.